G'day guys, Corey Hind, I hope you're well. This is a short video. Well, it's short in the context of trainings. It'll be about half an hour. It's not a short little video, but it's a short training session. The whole idea of this video is to highlight and then teach you the idea of using LinkedIn to boost your Google SEO. This is not a training about how to use LinkedIn for the purpose of LinkedIn and connecting and getting business, etc. from LinkedIn. It's about using LinkedIn to help your SEO. Okay, so LinkedIn is a big platform. Lots of people use it. I really like it. Lots of people do. It's also got some very good value as far as your SEO goes. So we're going to talk about that in this video. First of all, I'll talk about the theory, and then we'll teach you what to do. So this video's got it all, and it's free. So watch it, take notes, ask questions, grab a coffee. This is a free training, so take it on board. So here's the cover of what was going to be a course, how to use LinkedIn to boost your Google SEO. We do talk about using LinkedIn because obviously we have to set things up so you can get the benefit to your normal website rankings. But there's an important point here. Google is changing, don't be left behind. So as an SEO pro, we look at changes to Google all the time. Lots of debate goes on. Lots of talk goes on about what's working, what's not, what the latest Google updates mean, what business owners should do to get better rankings on Google. This goes on, and it's constantly changing. It's amazing how much it changes. But I'm firm that every business owner should have a presence on LinkedIn at the very least to help their Google SEO. They probably should use it for their business as well, but that depends entirely on that business. I don't know what your business is, but anyone with a website should follow the steps in this video to get the benefit of the LinkedIn Google boost. So I'll talk about this point here first. So just here I've got the context, which is no follow links versus do follow links versus what Google actually picks up and pays attention to is changing. So very quickly, a backlink to your website. So when a website links to your website, that is a backlink. Some links are do follow, some are no follow. A no follow link, for example, would be a Facebook link. Facebook doesn't want to be spammed with links all over the place. So they put a little attachment to the link that says no follow, which reduces the impact of that link and makes it far less desirable. So going back a few years, the game of SEO was pretty much entirely track down these do follow links and get them pointing to your website. That was a huge part of the game. Well, it probably still is. And these no follow links were far less valuable because in theory, there's no point having them. Now, that's not to say that somebody might not see your link somewhere and still click on it and go to your website and find your business. It just means that from an SEO perspective, there wasn't as much value passed down the chain from website one to your website. However, when you do a backlink analysis of your website now, you'll probably start to notice, oh, there's a few websites there that I thought were no follow, and there's some do follow links that don't appear to be turning up. So I think what Google's paying attention to is rapidly changing. Now, what I think matters is traffic. If a website has traffic and it's a website with some authority, then that counts more than whether it's a no follow or do follow. My work in theory, and I've chatted about this with various people, and it's based on what we're seeing, and so far the data supports it. My work in theory is that in the future, no follow versus do follow is not going to be a big deal. It's all going to be about the authority of that website. So the likes of LinkedIn come back into play. When you do a backlink analysis for your business, you'll see the links from Facebook and LinkedIn, and you might see a Twitter link and Instagram, etc. They're all no follow links, but Google's paying attention to them because Google is trying to figure out, which website deserves the click, which website's got the authority, which website has other authoritative websites pointing to it, whether that's a no follow or a do follow. For example, I'll click over here to my Google search for my business. So if you search for your business on Google, so I've just typed in Good Oil Marketing Tauranga. Down here, you'll see the Google Business Profile. I'll go past that. So the real stuff starts about here. So you'd expect to see your website in top spot. Okay, that's normal. Next is my Facebook page, which is clearly a no-follow link, but turns up very high on Google because Facebook is trusted by Google. So Facebook has lots of stops in place. It has lots of checks and balances to make sure it's good and reputable. So Google says, that's important. The next link down the line is my personal LinkedIn page. Now keep in mind, I also have coreyhind.com further down the page, yet my LinkedIn personal profile is higher than that. Next is the company page, and we're going to talk about that in this video. Then you've got a Google business site, which is linked to the Google business profile. Then you've got a couple of directories. So Neighbourly is a very prominent directory in New Zealand. So Google knows that. Neighbourly gets a lot of traffic from people using it, almost like a quasi Facebook. So that gets a lot of attention from Google. Another local one. So you'll see that, and then over here in my Google business profile, LinkedIn turns up, Facebook turns up, and there's a no-follow links as well. So you'll see that Google is paying attention to things like Facebook and LinkedIn. We've got loads of backlinks. We've done directory links to all sorts of citations, backlinks, blogs, social platforms, lots of stuff, which is not here on page one, yet there is LinkedIn up the top. So my theory is that you need to pay attention to links that count like LinkedIn. Now, if you don't have a personal LinkedIn profile, and if you don't have a LinkedIn company page, my theory is that you absolutely should. So we're going to talk about that in this video. Keep in mind this video could be half an hour plus, so take notes, pause it, whatever. So I think that Google takes LinkedIn very, very seriously. LinkedIn is a very reputable place. People behave on LinkedIn. It's business orientated. So I believe you should take it seriously as well as part of your SEO mix. LinkedIn is very high authority. Google really wants to look at trusted and authoritative places as it builds its results. Google's looking around this spider web of the internet going, which links count, so we can build a picture, and they automate all of it pretty much. So it makes sense that they've marked quite a few platforms as high authority and the links from there as high authority as well. And LinkedIn's on that list. It's a secret list, but I think it's there. So we want to build high authority links. That is crucial. So when it comes to this process here with LinkedIn, we've got 5 phases that we're going to talk through, and I'll refer to my own LinkedIn page to do that. First of all, we've got optimizing your personal profile. Well, having one. So if you don't have one, get one, and then optimize it. We'll go through that. Then we've got creating your company page. So creating your company page is something that lots of people don't have them, and people who do have them don't use them. And people who are a bit more aware, who do have them and use them a bit, also know that it doesn't get them direct business results yet. Could in the future, but that's not the point. The point here is that it helps Google to rank your website. So we're going to do it. Phase 3 is to build keyword evidence on your personal profile. So at this point, you, I assume, know your keywords and phrases that you want to rank for. I assume you have a very clear avatar for yourself, your name, your main phrase you want to rank for, all that stuff. I assume you know that stuff. So we can start building evidence on your personal profile about those words and phrases. We'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about building your network, because that adds depth to the Google experience with LinkedIn, but it'll also help your business in the long run. And I think that it's an important step to back up all of this. And then we'll talk about building keyword evidence on your company page. So much like step 3, but to your company page to build that. So let's get into the work. So first of all, we need to have an optimal personal profile. So what that means is we need to have a name badge, we need to have a headline, and we need to complete all of the obvious sections. So what is a name badge? if we go to my feed at the moment, hopefully I don't get messages while this is on. A name badge is something like Corey Hind, Google Business Profile, or Corey Hind, we help you win on Google, and then maybe a key phrase like SEO New Zealand. We're currently changing ours, but it's going to be something like Good Oil Marketing, we help you rank on Google. And that means ads, SEO, Google Business Profile. But you need to have who you are and what you do very clear. We've got a training about that, but the nuts and bolts of it is your name, what you do as simply as possible, and then your bullseye phrase. So that's a 1, 2, 3. Corey Hind, we help you rank on Google, SEO New Zealand. So that's 3, but you can reduce it to 2 if the 2 and 3 go together. And what I mean by that is you might be a mortgage advisor. So that's pretty obvious what that's all about. So you might be John Smith, mortgage advisor, Auckland. So you need to have a really clear, obvious name badge, and that's part of how you build out your personal profile. So my personal profile looks like this at the moment. Corey Hind, Google Business Profile. So every time I comment on something, people will see that. The headline is this section here. Google Business Profile, your business dominating Google locally, ask me how. So every time I comment on somebody's post or article, that will be seen, as will your photo. Okay, so when you look at your headline, so if you look at Rob's here, Rob Bull, lifting New Zealand SME performance one business at a time. That's his headline. It's very, very clear, and it tells me that that's what he does. It's a pretty good headline. To find your headline, you just go me, view profile. Just wait a moment while it catches up. I want to go to edit, which is that little pen. And that gives you a whole bunch of options, but the headline is right at the very top because it's very important. So name, additional name if you've got one, pronouns, and there's your headline. Okay, that follows you all around. The best marketers always nail the headline. If possible, your headline should have your most important Google phrase or keyword or what I call bullseye phrase in there. So for our agency, it's Google Business Profile and Google. So it's in there. So I think when people see my headline, they understand what I do, and it's just there. So when we go back over to here, that's your headline. And go through here, complete all the obvious stuff, and then just work through all of that. And down here with contact info, make sure you've got your website. It's probably goes without saying, but make sure you've got your main website in there. In fact, I don't even have mine there at the moment because we've been focusing on our email list and our Google Business Profile for the last 2 months. So we removed ours for the time being because our main focal point in our business today is to build our Substack list. So you can remove that, change that. You can add a website. You can have up to 3 in there. Make sure you have your main website in there. And that's a good starting position for your personal profile. So you just fill out all the stuff. Make sure that people know who you are, what you do, and it walks you through that when you initially set it up. But you might want to go back and just revisit that with a fresh set of eyes, run it past some friends and say, hey, is that really, really obvious what I do? Shorten your name, so make sure those numbers disappear. That's in another video of mine. So do all that basic stuff. I've changed mine to creator mode, so you might want to do that. That's probably for another video, but at the basics, you want to make sure that when you've done your setup, it's really obvious what you do. So your photo reflects what your headline is. And when you go back to your feed, just have a look at some of the better people and what they've got as a headline. So Ryan is a blogger, nice and obvious, and that's what he makes his living doing. He's a full-time blogger. go down and see Damien, that's his headline there. Sahil, he's a big creator online, so I follow him, exploring my curiosity and sharing what I learn along the way. That headline's more about intrigue and people going, what does he mean? And clicking on and then seeing that he's written some amazing stuff. So make sure that you're set up with your personal profile and just work through that. So then, once you've done that, and you can work through this process in 10 minutes, if you're clear about your bullseye phrase and your most important keywords and what you do for people, this should be pretty easy. Your name, the main thing you do for people, and then your main keyword. That'll do for a name badge and optimizing there. Next, we're going to create your company page. Now, this is the step that a lot of people haven't done and probably don't even know how to do. So it's not that difficult. So you go over here where it says for business. So when you're just on your normal LinkedIn page, LinkedIn thing, go over to for business, click on there, and it gives you a whole bunch of stuff that you may not have seen before. You've got to roll down to the bottom where it says create a company page. And when you click on that, I'm not going to go through this because you can set this up very, very quickly. Okay, I will go through it actually. So you click on company, your business name, that'll set up a URL for you. Your website, so your main website goes there. So for our Good Oil page, we have our main website here. It'll ask you about your industry, so that's a compulsory step. Organization size, a type, upload your logo here, and then a tagline. So we might be back to what we said before. It might be helping you rank higher on Google, helping you win on Google, helping you beat your opposition on Google. Your business might be whatever it is, but the tagline should be the main outcome you provide for people. Okay, the main outcome you provide for people probably should go there. And you just tick that box, and before you know it, your page is up and running. So setting the page up is very easy, and then you've got that website link there. And as we said at the start, the website link will be Nofollow, but Google pays attention to it. And that's the differentiator here. And that's where I see Google going is it's not, I don't think it's so much about the no follow versus do follow status of the link. It's all about does Google pay attention? Now, once you've set up that page, then we're going to stop and we're going to shift onto section 3, which is we're going to build keyword evidence on your personal profile. So the first step of that is if we go back to LinkedIn, we go back to your home, you as a business owner will know your niche and your keywords. You know what business space you're in. I often say to people, look, start with your main key phrase or bullseye phrase. One level below that, have 3 or 4 or 5 key topic areas that you want to be known for. So if you're a mortgage broker, the next level down for the topic areas might be the state of the housing market in New Zealand. Then it might be interest rate updates. Then it might be how to get a home loan. Then it might be how to minimize repayments. So have a few topic clusters that you want to be known for, and then have a few question and answers around that. So you start to build out some topics you want to write about and talk about. You could do YouTube videos, but we're talking more here about things you're going to write about on LinkedIn. So know what your niche is and know what main keywords you want to be known for. We want to have them all related, so we build out our content space. The next step really is to answer questions in that space. So for a lot of people, they look at LinkedIn and they go, I don't know what to do now. So all we want to do at this point here, remembering this is not a video about how to maximize LinkedIn per se. It's about how to use LinkedIn to boost your Google SEO. So you might have, for me, for example, SEO, Google, there's a few topics I can talk about. So I'll just start at this point of the video, the training, to list out a whole bunch of questions. Now, I talked about this before with a colleague in my training group, in my paid community, and she was asking this question. So the process I would follow is more or less this. First of all, keeping the blinkers on to your main keywords, we're trying to build up a bunch of questions to then answer to get onto LinkedIn, so that LinkedIn knows exactly what we do, so that Google knows exactly what we do. So start by opening a Google document, or just a piece of paper will be fine, and start writing down questions you regularly receive in your business from Facebook, LinkedIn, people on the phone, emails, whatever. Just brain dump, get questions down. Then go to Google and put questions in Google one by one, and you'll find that Google comes up with people also ask. So we're going to do that. Okay, you're going to find out the other questions that people on Google are looking to get answered, and you'll add those questions to your pile of questions, and just do that. Then you can go to answerthepublic.com, dump in a few of your key phrases, and it'll come out with more questions people are asking. So by now you could easily be at 50 to 100 questions. Okay, so then start picking what you think are the most important questions and start writing out answers to them. I mean, you can use Chat GPT if you like, and then alter the responses and personalize them, but I'd say write in your own voice and just get writing, and then get them onto LinkedIn. Just simply put a question, put an answer, get it onto LinkedIn, onto your personal profile, so that you're starting to build this back catalog of information and keyword dense information in your category and your topic silos. Then we're going to use that information as posts, even articles. So you could write a full article. You could do a photo about that topic with some words. You could do a normal post. You could upload a video. You could write a full article. So we can work through all of those possibilities, and they will all help us to tell LinkedIn what we do, which in turn tells Google what we do. This entire process, you could get a lot done in 1 hour. You really could. You could do a whole day worth of work, and you'd win in the long run, because you'd then have a back catalog of questions and answers to get onto Google Business Profile, get onto Facebook, get onto your website, use a tool like Publer.io and just get that stuff out there and see what's eliciting interest, see what's eliciting further questions, see what people want you to drill down into, and then you've got a lot of content and you're fine for a long time. But at the start, we just want to get some onto LinkedIn so that you get that benefit down the long chain of Google looking at where you are and what you're talking about. Okay, so that's stage 3. Stage 4 is to build your network. Now, this is important because the more eyeballs you get on your work, the better for your brand, the better for your business, but also the better for your SEO, because people will start interacting, they'll start giving you feedback about what you should be writing about, and Google will start to pay attention. So when it comes to building your network, the recommendation I have is to simply do what I call a Jerry Seinfeld, which is form a streak. So do it every day for as long as you possibly can, but only for a few minutes. So go onto LinkedIn, get on there for a few minutes at a time, as many minutes as you can, but at least 5 minutes per time, and simply comment on other people's content and add value where possible. So we're not looking to just go, yay, that's cool. We're looking to just add value and get your name shown. So you go into LinkedIn and you're just going to comment on people's stuff. You're going to try and add something of interest. You're going to be talking to people in your niche if possible, or potential customers, clients, etc. But to start with, you might not have a huge following. So just get on there and see what's in your news feed and comment, like, so your name starts to get seen. I guess on reflection, when I put this course together, this video together, now step 4 is probably 3/4 about how to use LinkedIn, but it's also got value in pushing your brand from an SEO perspective, because what's going to happen is people will start to notice your name and your niche. And then when we go to the next phase, which is to use your LinkedIn company page to get some keyword-driven information out there, they'll start to be visible to those people if they've interacted with you as well. Okay, so that builds your network. Just show up for a few minutes every day and see who's there, see what value is there, and that's what you should do. Now, I've just got a message over there which I'm going to squash down and go back to my normal feed there. Okay, so that's step 4. So step 5 is to do a similar process to step 3, but for your company page. Because when you set up your company page, it's going to be pretty bland. So I'll go to my company page. We've put a little bit on here, but it's kind of the same as your personal profile. You can write articles, you can put photos, polls, you can do various things. So the goal here is to get, much like stage 3, we're going to do some articles and some posts. I'll go to step 2 first. So perhaps to start with, you might aim for 5. So you're going to do 5 Q&As. So go back to here and go to that large pile of questions you developed, and you're going to pick some of the more important ones, and you're going to simply pop them into your company page. So question, space, answer. If it's a long one, do it as an article. Now these won't be super visible. Sometimes they will, but for the most part, this is just about populating your page with keyword related information so that Google sees that and helps our SEO. Remember, this is kind of a 2-step thing. It's like going to the gym to get a fitness result, but in between that is the workouts. So these are the workouts that give you the result in the long run. Okay, so we're going to get at least 5 Q&As onto your company page, and we're also going to use the article option as well. So what you can do, and I've done this myself, I've gone to my blog, I've copied an entire article from there, I've popped it here as an article, and I've rewritten it slightly so it's not exactly the same, because I know that the article was on point with the keywords we're trying to win for in our space. So we're going to get a few articles on there. And the other point I had there as well is that go to Google Search Console. So go to your Google Search Console and look at what you're showing up for on Google Search. So what's your website turning up on Google Search engine result pages for? Are they the things you want to show up for? And if they are, can you double down and get more information on LinkedIn on this company page? So the goal of this phase is just to replicate what we did up here for your personal profile. We're going to do the same for your company page. Now, at that point, you've basically set it up to win. So we can stop there and say, good, job done. And I'm more than happy at that point for a business owner who wants to rank higher on Google, if you simply get your personal profile on point, get in there a bit more regularly, get your company page set up, and you get some articles and posts on that company page, that will do the job. Most small business owners are not at this point. They have not got an optimized personal profile for their keywords. They have not got a company page optimized for their keywords. So achieving the things we've discussed so far is a fantastic win. If you then want to level up and go a bit further and really start to explore LinkedIn as a place to develop connections, develop your business, it's a serious business place. I quite like it, but I'm a bit biased because I've been around it for quite some time, and I've developed some good business relationships and actual friendships on LinkedIn. It's been quite cool. So if you want to go further, I would then simply highlight this point here and say, go back there every single day for at least 5 minutes. Maybe put another post up on your personal profile. Maybe get another article onto your company page, and just keep turning up, because as I discussed at length with a client this morning, if you are consistent with good actions and you stick with it, you will win in business. Most people fail because they quit too early. That's it. They're doing the wrong things and they quit too early. LinkedIn is a good activity. It helps you directly in the long run as a place to develop connections, but it also helps you win on Google. But like all good things in business, it's going to take time. Okay, it's going to take time. So as a bare minimum for this video, get this process done. Feel free to reach out and ask questions. Make sure you follow the channel. If you want to develop it further, turn up more, because it's going to help you in a multitude of ways. And I also find that, probably as the last point, it's nice and direct. You know, people don't muck around on LinkedIn. They go, hey, I do this. Do you need that? It's not wishy-washy. People behave there, and I quite enjoy it. Anyway, that is the training. So that was going to be a paid course, but I decided to play the long game in my own business and do this as a YouTube video, because it's going to help my own SEO and brand in the long run, because this will get found again and again and again. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, if there's any questions, you can comment below. Please do consider joining our paid community. It's growing. It's really cool. And then I can have one-on-one conversations with you and help your business. And that's a good thing. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.